Right then, hump day. For some people, not this guy anytime soon. Scrunchy's frustrated with me. She still does not understand my sense of humor. Yeah. So she called me this morning. Why, I don't know. But, to tell me that she's not coming up tonight for a conjugal visit. The midweek conjugal visit isn't going to happen because we got a couple inches of snow. Her tires aren't that good on the van, on her car, and she don't want to drive. So I started picking on her, being a smart ass, and yeah, she couldn't handle it. So she pretty much told me, I'm not going to talk to you today until you change your attitude. I don't appreciate it or something. I'm like, oh my God, lighten up, lady. But anyway, she's going to get tires for her car, but she's waiting until the end of the year. And I'm like, I'll pay for your tires out of my savings account, and then you just pay me back at the end of the year. That way you have good tires on the car. And she's also going to take the car to the Subaru dealership for the tires. I'm like, what are you doing? I worked 5 years for a tire company. So I know tires, okay? And she's going to get overcharged at the Subaru dealership. And she could go somewhere else and get a good set of tires for less. Plus, a lot of places are running a buy 3, get 1 free deal right now. But I don't think the dealership is. So she's going to pay full price for 4 tires when she could buy 3 and get 1 free. Ridiculous. So I was giving her shit about that. Well, she didn't want to hear any of this. So she told me, I'm not going to talk to you today until you straighten out your attitude. I'm like, fine, whatever. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that happened. I go into work today, and Squatch meets me outside for a smoke, and he's like, you're going to shit when you go in the shop. I'm like, why? What's going on? They parked one of the big delivery trucks in there. I'm like, what? And I go into the warehouse, and sure enough, there sits a great big delivery truck in the building. I'm like, what in the hell? Who authorized this? And neither one of us knew what was going on, why they did that at first. We figured it out in the end. So I took some pictures of it. I sent it to Jeremy. I said, who authorized this? And he goes, holy shit. He said, that must be nice to park in a heated building. Maybe you should start parking your van in there. And I'm like, yeah, wouldn't that be sweet? And at the end of the conversation, he studied the pictures, and he saw that a latch mechanism on the truck was unlatched. Now, these delivery trucks we have, the boxes that are on the back, they're straight truck. And the big box that's on the back, the cargo box, can come off of the chassis of the truck. It's designed. It's called a can. And they unlatch with a great big latch mechanism. And then these legs come out the side and drop down and lift up. And you can drive the truck out from underneath the can and switch cans. It's a beautiful system. So they can load up a can down at the DC. The truck chassis drives down there, slides underneath the can, drops the can down onto the truck frame, and they lock it to the frame, and then off they go with a fully loaded. They don't have to have all the trucks driving around. They can just have a bunch of cans sitting in front of the loading bays and load up the cans, and then the trucks pick them up. It's nice. Well, the latch mechanism was unlatched, and Jeremy noticed that in the picture. And then it dawned on me. I said, I'll bet you that latch mechanism was all frozen up in a big booger of ice, and they couldn't get it to unhook. So they brought it into the building to thaw it out. Well, now there's a great big puddle of slush and slop and snow boogers in the warehouse, which Squatch keeps very clean and tidy, and it's all over the floor. It's running under appliances. It's running under sofas. People are walking through that salty slop and tracking it onto the carpeting in the showroom. It's a shit show. There's other ways to have remedied that problem. So that happened. Yeah. I'm missing parts for 3 of my 6 calls today. So I got a hold of DTR down in the central shop. I said, are they sitting there? And he looked, and he said, nope, they're not here. So, sent a message to Jeremy, see if they're down at the DC. I might have to literally run all the way down to Point to pick up these parts, on top of having 6 service calls today. 4 of them are putting on parts, and the other 2 are diagnostics. So while I'm talking to DTR on the phone, he says, oh, just to update you on the news going on, the new guy that I've been training now for 3-4 months quit. That was the guy that was going to take over DTR's territory when he retires, which is happening at the end of this month. Now, you've heard me bitch about DTR a lot. He's a thorn in my side, and he's the king of parts chuckers and shit like that. Most of the calls I got today are putting on his parts that he ordered, right? Granted, I'll re-diagnose the situation and do it correctly, and not put on half the parts. But he's retiring at the end of this month, and I thought for sure, the end of December, I thought for sure he would stick it out another 2 years. This Kurt guy would get going and get well established. He was a good one. He had a good mechanical aptitude. He had a good attitude. What got him, what made him walk, was the electronics. All of the complex computers and diagnostics and stuff related to the computers on the new appliances, programming, things like that, he couldn't handle it. Yep. So then what Bert tried to do was to get him to work down in Madison doing cosmetics. So we have a couple of high-end builders down there that have built like condominium condominium blocks and spec home neighborhoods. And they bought all their appliances from us to outfit these neighborhoods and these condominiums, which really bodes well for our ESOP when I retire. A lot of that stuff has damage. Dents in the doors, dents in the door skins, on the washers, dishwashers, stuff like that. So they tried to get Kurt, the new guy, to go down to Madison and do cosmetics. And he said, nope, I'm not driving down in Madison during snowstorms and stuff like that. Hell no. I don't need this job that bad. So he quit. That explains why when I was down at the central shop yesterday, I didn't see his truck at the shop. I saw DTR's, but I didn't see his. Damn it. So now DTR is retiring at the end of December here. The new guy has quit. There's nobody to service Central. Guess who that's going to fall on? So I'm going to have to cover Central and the Northwoods. We hired on another guy, apparently, and self-proclaimed, and Daniel Boone are training him. And I guess that's not going well. Oh, it's unbelievable. Yeah. While I had DTR on the phone, he asked me some advice on a refrigerator that's kicking their ass, a sealed system. Apparently there's a floating restriction in the system and they don't know how to get it out of there. So he asked me what I thought what should be done. So I guess the golden boy. I am now top dog in the crew. DTR was due to his tenure. He's got 35 years at this company. But now I will be the top dog. Yep. They don't want to piss me off and send me somewhere else. Then they're screwed. Oh, wow. Anyway. So, yeah, wow. Big news. He said he has a pair of old, DTR now, said he has a pair of old antique snowshoes that he was going to give me as a housewarming gift, but I never had a housewarming party. I'm going to keep in touch with him. Yeah. It's not that I don't like the guy and I'm not friends with him. We're friends and all. I just like picking on him because he can't fix his way out of a wet paper bag. It's fun. But we're going to stay in touch, and I'll have him up to the house and he can bring the snowshoes up and hang. He said, yeah, you can hang them on the wall somewhere. I already got a pair of antique snowshoes on the wall, but there's always a place for more. I got a bunch of spare bedrooms. Speaking of which, the Kate and Rob front, Rob found out that on Thanksgiving, when Kate and her mom called him and told him to come to the house, to her mom's house for Thanksgiving, there was a bad snowstorm going on during that time. And Kate said, I don't want you on the roads driving. As soon as the miscreant daughter and her boyfriend who were there found out that he was coming, they left. And I told Rob a couple days ago, I said, I'd bet a paycheck that's why they left. They found out you were showing up, we're out of here. We don't want to see them. So I was right, like always. And I told Rob, I said, now you have to go down for Christmas. And you have to go down early. And you have to stay there the whole time. Just to give it to him, right? Because if they know, the miscreants now, if they know that he's going to be there for all 3 days, they just straight up won't show up. And that will be awesome. So I told him, I said, yeah, that's what you do. He goes, oh, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going down right away. I'm going to be there all 3 days. F them. I'm like, awesome. So, yeah. We're now really thinking that the reason Kate is dragging on taking Rob back, full throttle, is because of the daughter. The daughter can't stand him now, and we're thinking pretty much that the daughter has pretty much told Kate, if he comes back into your life, I'm going to disown you, or something along those lines. And yeah, so that's why Kate is conflicted, because that daughter has followed her around from day one. She's an adult. She's 23 years old or some shit like that. But is running around on mommy's purse strings. So those three. Let's see, I'm looking at the road here. Alright, stop 4. I need parts for that I don't have. Stop 5. I need parts for I don't have. And stop 6. Yep. So I guess I can hit the road. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, it's all coming out in the wash. And it all has to do with the daughter. The daughter is the catalyst for all the problems. So the daughter has to go. Yep. She's an adult. Time for her to leave the nest and stop causing problems. So, all right, I'm going to get this route rolling because this snow is coming down and it could get dicey. So we'll talk to you soon.